All right, Jabers, here is my second pinging endeavor, and this one is a little better organized, and I suppose a bit less spontaneous, but still I think it can serve our purpose. And you can kind of hear what's going on here. And if I knock these two out, you should be able to hear a kick drum of sorts, and that is coming from channel A, which is the silver channel, and it's going to the input of this, and we have the frequency turned all the way down, as is common in the kick drum, making a kick drum out of a filter routine, and the resonance is down here somewhere. And I've just got these little speakers, and they're kind of hard to, the bass sometimes, they're 40 years old, so you kind of have to go easy on the bass here. So if there's not enough bass, that's a little bit why. So that is just ticking away there, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps here. I'm going to bring this back up. That's our left channel. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, and so here's what's being pinged. Oh, you can't see the pingaroo. Oh, this is very poor. No, we've got to organize this. Now this is sorts. This is a 2 filters in one kind of thing, and I thought I could separate them hard left, hard right, but it's easy to separate the outputs, but whatever you do to one side seems to affect the other. For example, if I go like this, it affects both sides. If I go like this, anyway, so there it is, the swords, and you can see I've got a slew of things all plugged in there, ready to go. So, to begin with, to get 5 steps out of 8 steps, you've got to tickle the reset button. As it turns out, this is not very difficult. You just take any number of one of these. These are called position gates. This row here of holes of little inputs, and so I've just picked number 7, and that limits us for some reason to 5 steps. You just have to go with what works, right? And then channel A is coming, as I said, and that's making our kick drum. And that's the yellow wire is the audio output. It comes down to this mixer here. Now the outputs, that's the band pass, is that what we're hearing is a kick sort of sound. And then these other two, the low pass and what is this other thing? The high pass. These are just 2 outputs, the ear signals, and they are going into the sequential switch here as 2 different inputs. And then this is just a dummy to make it switch to the third, because it's actually giving us 3 different sounds. Now let's see. If I take this shift out, you just get a repetitive da 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 da. So again, this is where it's the output of these things, the filters. We got 3 outputs for the 4 outputs: notch, band pass, high pass, and low pass for these filters. Here you can read it without anything plugged in. So that's what's working the sequential switch. And then 1 output is going to the width, which is this thing right here, and it does quite a bit. I'm not going to change it just now because it can subtly affect. It kind of seems to affect where the sequence starts. Like now it sounds like it starts on 1, but if I diddle this, it'll sound like it'll start on 3. It's not. It's your mind your brain kind of reorganizing things. But it can have an effect. Now, and this mixer isn't really panning at all. It's just these are hard left, hard right. Those are the outputs from swords. And then the kick thing is in the middle. That's it. There's no swish back and forth thing. Now this other output is actually the same one that's the output from the sequential switch is also going to the octave in here, which has given it a slightly different deal. And if I pulled that out, you can hear that makes a difference, whereas the octave in, you get a little different routine. It sounds a little less monotonous. Now, when I tried to do this with other filters, the font here, the octave in didn't go well. It just didn't sound good. This was, I accomplished something quickly and easily with this. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying I don't know how to do it. So now these white ones here on the left, these are the inputs to swords. That's just the left and the right. And that's coming from channel C, which is the gold lane, the old vertical gold lane, and channel B, which is the vertical green lane. And that's the other kind of cool thing about this is that if you diddle these, you can change kind of the accent. Now, I can't really hear what I did that well there, but well, anyway, lower values seem to make more musical tones than the other kind. Now this thing called shift, no clue what that does. I haven't read the instructions that far ahead. And of course, to get the circuit to ring, you have to dial this up to around 3 o'clock there nearby. And you can hear you get it too high and it's So what else can I tell you about this thing? I'm guessing that's about it. These position gates can tickle a few things. Like here I've got this tied to the resilience, what do you call that? The resonance. So if I turn this, whoops, you don't want that. I just had to turn it up here because I've done something, and this is pretty typical of what can happen when you're experimenting. You just don't, I did something to turn all the volume down there somehow. It should change the routing, but I don't hear any big change, so maybe it's because I've got a lot of different things plugged in. Who knows?